Good day and welcome to our self-publishing marketing course here at Method 8. I am the air chair today, Brian West, and today's topic is about marketing and branding your self-published book. Once you've self-published and you've got everything done, now it's time to market. This is where most of the budget goes. The first thing we're going to talk about in the marketing section is branding. One thing that self-published authors need to know is that people notice certain styles, they notice certain colors, and they notice certain titles. So that is always an important thing to do when you self-publish your book, is to brand your product. Make sure people can know what your logo is and know what your color scheme is for certain titles. Branding comes in all forms, and it comes in all forms of authorship as well, not just on materials, not just on clothing, but it comes with the book, so people can know what type of author you are. Branding is very important to the theme of the book titles that you present to the public, so they can get to know what type of author you are and what type of books that you publish. Another thing that to notice when you're marketing is to notice your budget. It's always good to have a marketing budget, because you have to know where your money is going to be channeled when you get finished publishing that book and it's time to get the word out. You may need advertising expenses. You may have to get your book out to mass media, and sometimes that can be very pricey, especially when it comes to advertising and getting people to notice your product. I mean, you could take out billboards. When you become a self-published author, you have the say in everything you do as an author. So making sure you have a good budget is always a good thing, especially for being a new published author on the scene of a self-published book. You can go to conferences, and when you make sure you have money when you go to these events, because that's where most of the budget. And when you try to stay within budget, sometimes you get that money back, because some people do pay you cash for your book at certain events. So budgeting and branding is always important, and the two B's in the self-publishing process. Some other forms of marketing that you have social media. Social media is, when you're dealing with the internet in general, that is a new way for authors to get the word out about their books. They can get on social media platforms and talk about certain topics that relate to your book, and it creates a buzz within that social media platform. That's why it's always good for an author to know how many friends they have in their social network. YouTube is always good. You have there's all different types of social media platforms where authors can get to know their audience and get people within their circle. How-to books, nonfiction books are very well they're very well known in this new age of digital media, not just digital media, but books, because people need to know how to do things. So how-to books do sell a lot. Nonfiction books are very a big asset to a lot of people's lives. And sometimes even fiction books can come in handy. So that's what the author has to get to do. They have to get to know their audience and get to know what people like to read and what they like to get into, what they like to feed into. And some other things that you could get word out about your book is TV and radio. TV, if you can't afford your own TV show to get the word out about your book, sometimes it's good to know people who are already in the TV and radio business or broadcasting business. That way, when they need a certain topic to be discussed on their show, you can gladly come on and give your point of view and just express your expertise on that topic. That's always a very, very well known when if you ever hear radio interviews or you hear TV interviews, sometimes they bring in professionals to talk about a certain topic, and those professionals are usually authors who are trying to push a book. So that is a good way to get people to get into your product as well, get into your story, and kind of get to know your characters. There are all different forms of video media out there. You can get movies made, or you can even make your own independent films to bring people into the story of not only your book but your characters as well. That is always important to know when you self-publish a book, is how you can get your book in front of people, and you can't be shy about it. So those are some other things too. like I said, nonfiction books are usually a good sellers, but fiction books are good too because there's stories around that, and you can give actors jobs when they do take on your project. Make sure you know who your book will appeal to ahead of time. Knowing your demographics matters a lot. Knowing who your audience is always matters before you even get into the marketing process. So those are some things to remember as you go along the marketing stages and you get the book into the public's eye. I hope this course was very was get that you got something out of it, and don't be afraid or don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to Method 8 channel. If you want to sponsor any of our programs or any of our talent here at Method 8, you can go to method the number 8 inc.com. That is METHOD the number 8 inc.com. Any contribution or any sponsorship over $10 gets you a free copy of a movie or a free Method 8 book that we published here at Method 8. I want to thank you so much for your time, and once again, yes, I did cheat. I read from a script. I'm sorry. And I am going to edit some more videos. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Method 8 channel.